Hi everybody, this is a light language transmission and we're also accessing the light codes through art. This is a project I was doing. I want to share the codes. This is something I might do more of if people would like to receive it, and that is where I go more into not just the completed codes to deliver, but how they were created as well. If you're only interested in the shorter version where you just receive the codes, there are other videos like that, and I will pop them in the description box. So I'm explaining in a little bit more detail what codes are coming in and what the intentions are in the artworks as they evolve and how that relates to the collective. So I've been working with concrete to create this love heart for the outdoors, and it forms basically a geometry in my garden. I've got a lot of other love hearts. They're all holding a love heart portal space in my garden. And so this one connects it to the house because it sits on a wall in the house. So yeah, I've been making it out of cement, which is new for me. And when I cast it in the cement, it was beautiful. I was really happy with it. It split right down the middle of the heart, and this felt significant, and it felt that it was part of the piece that it broke. I did try and repair it initially with cement, and it didn't work. And so everything I was doing on the physical plane was not helping to mend this broken heart. And I realised that this is because this piece is about bringing in the codes of healing separation and healing a broken heart as part of the ascension process and moving to the higher relationship templates of sacred union and sacred marriage. So, and then it will hold those codes and will hold that space within that geometry in my garden. So basically I painted up the broken heart, and I realised as I intuitively painted that I was creating cords that held them together, that also held each half tight to the other one whilst being split down the middle, so not physically contacting each other but held together by some invisible golden threads. I then painted over it, but it was still broken. So if I was going to move it, I had to carry both sides together and hold them together as I carried them to try and do any repair on them. So then I discovered that I needed to turn it over and put another layer of cement on the back side of it, like the flip side. So this feels almost like, so it's like two sides of the same coin, which is what twin flames are, really. And so on the other side, the colours I'd used on the broken pieces were blues and purples and greens, very watery, emotional but bright, and very 3D frequencies. So when I've turned it over with the intention of healing this broken heart, healing the separation, bringing it into unity on all layers, levels, dimensions across space and time, the colours that came in were very otherworldly. They're very ethereal, very 5D and above, I would say 6D, 7D. They were golds and opalescents and metallics, and they all blended together in a much less distinct way. So they're much more merged and unified. The colours flow into each other, whereas in the 3D version, where it's broken and in separation, which as we come into duality, we do come into separation, obviously, into separate bodies and all of that. So those colours were more, even though I'd blended them, I'd merged them together, those colours were all together. They had more distinct lines and differences where you could differentiate them, whereas in this etheric side, they're much more like unified. They're much more unified and less distinct from each other. So what happened then is I used a stencil so that the cement had a lot of love hearts textured into the actual cement. So as I'd put those background unified colours on, some of those stood out wanting to be highlighted in golds and silvers. So I did that. And then I went to the other side. Went to the 3D side, let's call it. How this is all being expressed in the... that was the sound of the etheric side. We might call this the divine feminine snapping. As you can see, it split. So as the masculine side or the 3D side was broken, so was the other side. So the masculine and feminine are both, all parts of the being are affected by that brokenness, separation. So then I decided to do some light language and not just try to address this from the 3D, which is what we're doing when we're healing the twin flame and the soul separation, and raising the vibration to the higher templates, is we're healing it across all time, space, dimensions. So I tried everything on the physical plane with putting more cement in there as an adhesive, using polyfiller, outdoor polyfiller, all sorts of things. I was like, right, I need to bring the light coats in now to heal the separation, and then a solution will come for the physical plane to heal the heart. So this now is the light language that heals the separation. Mending a broken heart. Atatia tokota, ata atisiti akoko. Akata itaka akatotota katitako a. Akato atititi. Atata ita atoko. Atatati akato. Akati akata akatoko. Akatatita atoko. Akatatitata atitata. Atatatitako. Akatatitaka. Akakatitaka. Akatatitaka. Usha ako. Usha akoto a. Isha akoto ata a. Isha akato. Isha akato tati akao. Ashatika atoka a. Ashatika toko. Asatati taka a. Asata itaka okototo. Akatatati takata. Akatati takata. Akatati takata kokoto otoko otoko a. Akatati kato. Akatati takao. Ishataki taka. Ashatati taka. Ashatati takato. So just on the light language transmission to repair the broken heart, and then I used something different, a gorilla wood glue, and that seems to have done the trick. It feels much more solid now when I pick it up, and both sides are nice and solid and secure, so it seems to be repaired. I did notice down this midline that I had put golden and platinum love hearts and energy right down there just before it split. So as it was repairing the heart, that's where they went. At that point I didn't know that was the split, because the split was on the other side, and then it split this side. but really only just to push into the pattern so that we could completely heal it on both sides. I see this as a representation of the twin flame, so perhaps this is the divine feminine on this side, the divine masculine on the other side. And whilst one was whole and the other was broken, it was also affecting the other side. And so now we've healed them both as a unit. We've stuck them back together. I'm going to make this into I want the broken part, the split, to be still visible, even though it's now a solid unit again, because that that split was very important for it to become completely whole on all levels, for us to bring our awareness to it, to heal the separation and the separation wounds. So what I'm going to do, as this is clearly the path that the energy came to heal the split also, and it's right down the middle. Like, we would have logically thought that one was the divine masculine and the other was the divine feminine on each side, but it was actually both left and right sides of the heart were the divine masculine, and then on the other side is the divine feminine, so the other way around. So yeah, there's a lot of information there through this physical outplaying of this healing process. So what I'm going to do now is make this visible as a rod of lightning. A rod of lightning, which is what the twin flame journey really is. It's like a bit of a shock, a bit of a jolt when you realize that you are a twin flame yourself, that you are connected to another soul in this way, that you are the same soul with two sides in two different bodies. And the impact of that, it is disruptive. It does take down who you think you are, and completely changes and elevates your life. So it is like a flash of lightning, especially like the Kundalini, you could see as a flash of lightning when that comes through. Just literally takes down everything that is not your true authentic self, or what you're here to be, or who you are at a higher level, so that you can be that. So this is the divine masculine side with the lightning strike, and you can see that it's also activating all those smaller hearts that are in the background and making them active, and coming up into consciousness, and healing them. So this is multi-dimensional healing for the one soul in the two different expressions across all space, time and dimension. And that healing codes, shown here as a lightning strike, is activating all those little imprints. So the heart imprints from multiple lifetimes and dimensions and soul experiences, through this healing of the twin flame separation unity. And it's the same story for the divine feminine. So that lightning strike has come down the middle where that separation was, and in healing the separation, it is activating and highlighting a lot of hearts that are imprinted on the soul. I'm bringing them up for healing. There's a very faint one just there. You can see a lot of them here under the surface, all being activated by the extent of that healing energy acted, which is only activated because of the break, because of the separation. So I think some other symbology that's quite relevant here is that I was making this out of cement. I thought cement was break proof. And I think in my consciousness, I thought the twin flame was unbreakable as well. So when I was trying to heal it with polyfiller or cement, I was also very surprised when those really strong things did not hold it together. And I can say that the Twinflame journey has been very similar to that. Something so strong, so solid, so infinite and powerful that was breaking so easily. But this breaking was important. It was really important. So let's now do some light language and complete this process. So these two pieces are now hanging outdoors in the weather. They're varnished, so they're protected in that way. They've got UV resistant sealant on them, so they shouldn't fade. And I've put a border around them, which is like a jute rope, and hung them so that gravity won't pull them down or break the nail that they're hanging on. So they're so reinforced and protected in so many ways. And again, I just want to emphasize that people often see the twin flames or soulmates as two halves of a whole, and that's not it. This shows a very nice visual example of how it's not the left and the right split in half and the masculine is one and the feminine is the other. It is flip sides of the same coin, and you can't break those sides apart. They're the same piece. But if one is broken, it affects the other, and you're healing it as a unity. Atatatia katokoto. Atatatia kati atakokoko. I'm seeing green heart healing energy coming in. Atatia kata tatita kaka. Akatiata atakita aka otokoko. Akataia ta ita katoko o. Akataia tata iataka aka koko. Akataia tata tata koko. I'm seeing multiple shades of healing green, heart chakra green. Akataia takako. Akataia tatata tia ko otoko. Akataia atia akotoko. Akataia ataka ia tokoko. Akaia tokoko. So I'm feeling the pineal gland being cleared, repaired, and upgraded. Akata ia tokoto. Akata ia tatata tia kotoko. Akata ia taka tokota atatita kakatoko. Akata kakaka, that, and now the heart activating. Akata totokati takapataka. Akata titi. Akata akokokoko. So I feel that was really connecting the heart to all the multi-dimensional heart chakra within the being, across space, time, dimension, other lifetimes, parallel realities. Akatia toko, akatatatia tokoto, akataia takataka toko atika atako tokoko, akataia taka atoko ta aitka atakatoko a, akataia taka atoko, akataia atia akatoko, akataia ya toko o, ataia ati aya o a, akatatatati katakaka. Feel that in the sacral chakra now. Solar plexus, akatiaka, akatiata tita kataka, akata ia takaka, akataka atiti atkoto atakatatata, akata ia takata, akata ia takata takota titi atakoko, akata ia takaka tatiti akatakaka. Third eye activated. Akata achaka takacha atakataka chaka atko. Aka achaka akita kata akachakitaka atakaka. Akata, akakakakaka. Back of the high heart. Akatatotoko, akatatatakakataka. Akatatatatitakataka. Akatototokatatatititititi atakatititititata. Akatakatokoto. Akatatatititititi. There's a huge amount of high dimensional light now moving through the energy field in embodiment. It feels like golden and similar colours to those divine feminine colours with the golden pink. Yeah, really activating those silver hearts and gold hearts on that divine feminine side. And further expansion through the head, all the glands in the head, all the chakras around the head. The solar plexus releasing, being filled with golden energy. Back of the heart expanding and clearing the past. Spine aligning, the heart aligning down the spine. Hand chakra is activated with golden energy. Third eye chakra activated with golden energy. Feet chakra is activated with golden energy. And a peace. It's like the feeling of the dove, the illuminated heart painting. It contains codes of the Christed heart. Sitting now in the heart chakra, the masculine and feminine counterparts. Activation of the back of the heart, throat chakra. Expanded wings. Itia kato, atia atakitaka atakoko. Return to Lemuria, the energies of Lemuria. And I can feel the breath breathing light codes through the being and into this time-space reality in interactions and day-to-day activities. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, those energies, those codes feel really present in the energy field, in the earth grids, and in the cells of the body. Do listen to your body. Make sure you drink a lot of water. Rest if you need to. Blessings, everybody.